Hey Compassion First, we're going to show some modeling strategies for you today. If you don't remember, my name's Miss Courtney.
And I'm Leslie.
Alright, so this is the problem that we have. So Mary has 5 apples for every 11 strawberries. What is the proportion of apples to strawberries? So I'm going to show for you guys how you should underline important information. So the first thing that I see when I read this problem is that Mary has 5 apples and then also 11 strawberries. Anytime I see something with numbers, I tend to think that that's really important, so that's what I underline. Also, it says for every. That's going to play an important part in our problem. So I'm going to go ahead and underline that too, but in a different color. So when I'm setting up our proportion, this one's really simple. It's 5 apples, so I know I'm going to start with 5. And then it's for every 11 strawberries. So I have 5 apples and 11 strawberries. They go together. So to set up a proportion, a ratio, that's all it is for this problem.
And then for number 2, it says, how many strawberries does Mary have if she has 20 apples? So the first thing that I might do if I'm going to ask and answer questions, I might say, so how am I going to solve this? Do you think I'll use a proportion? Can I do it in a different way? So maybe you can put a little question mark here and say how to solve, and we'll come back to that later. And then the second strategy I'm going to show you is drawing diagrams while you solve different equations. So for this one, I'm going to start by showing you how we could draw a diagram of apples compared to strawberries. So if we know that we have 5 apples to every 11 strawberries, we could say this is my 5 apples and these are my 11 strawberries. And then you just keep going. So 5 apples, 11 strawberries, 5 apples, 11 strawberries, 5 apples, and 11 strawberries. And then we count to make sure we got 20. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So we know we have 20 right here.
This is a great way to underline too. A great way to use that, just to check your answers to make sure they're the same.
And then for this one, so now that we know we have 20 apples and it's 5 apples to every 11 strawberries, we would count these up. So 11, 22, 33, 44. And then another way you can solve this is by using a proportion. And so we would set up our proportion, 5 over 20 equals 11 over x. And then cross multiply. So you do 5x, 5 times x equals 20 times 11, which is 5x is equal to 220. And then you're going to divide by 5. I'm running out of room. So x is equal to 220 divided by divided by 5. And so x is equal to 44, which is the answer that we got over here. So we know we're right. So we asked a question and then we answered it. So this is how you can use different strategies to help you when you're solving equations.